Welcome to the first episode of Sofa Chats with me. I'm on my sofa and I'm here to chat about a very important topic that is so very dear to my heart. I'm talking about confidence, self-esteem, how to build those things, how to be stronger in those areas, especially as young females, because now when I look back, I wish I had a video like this that I could watch, because boy was it confusing trying to even tackle the understanding and definition of those things and then try and figure out how I can better those things. Like, I had no idea. So I hope that through me talking about some of my experiences will hopefully help someone out there. Loads of people assume that I'm this super confident young lady. I walk into a room, I'm outspoken, I'm sure of myself, I'm confident. And I would say that I am that person now, or at least always working towards being that person right now. But there was a point in my life when I wasn't that person, and there was so many different reasons, so many different things that were going on with me and around me, and that can often happen. Our confidence gets knocked. Growing up, I was this super confident young lady. I went to a private school, I spoke 3 languages, I was really intelligent, and I had a mother who doted on me, who encouraged me, who always told me I was great, I was amazing, I was smart. She always made sure that I was a believer in myself, that I was confident. And then I think things started to change as I got older, when I became a teenager. I loved myself. I was really happy with myself. I wasn't aware of body image and sort of how you should look. And people around me started to throw their ideals onto me, and then I started to look at myself and think, oh, I don't fit in that sort of environment. I don't look like that. I don't act like that. I don't speak like that. Oh, I'm a bit weird, I'm a bit different. I started to grow some insecurities. I started to despise my nose. I started to hate my legs. I thought they were really big, and my skin. I grew out of eczema, but I still had sort of patchy skin here and there. Nothing major now that I look back on it, but at the time it felt like my world was over, when it was like people were wearing skirts to school and people started rolling their skirts up, and I was like, ew, I hate my legs. And in summer, you know, you wouldn't wear tights and all those sorts of things, and I used to really cover up my legs. Now when I think about it, like, I could not care less about those things, and I'm trying to think, when did that end and when did I get over that stuff? And I think I got over that stuff when I went to college, because when I went to college I ended up being surrounded by like-minded individuals, Shanice and Misha. We were a trio walking everywhere around our college, and we looked completely different to each other. We acted completely different. We came from different backgrounds. We didn't try to fit in with anyone. It was just us 3 weirdos together every single day. I celebrated myself. We all did. We loved it, and no one could tell us anything. So that would be the number 1 tip, is to surround yourself with great people. I think that I started to also see people in the media that looked like me, and that is definitely a key thing. I started to see people with my skin. I've never had an issue with my skin. I just want to say that. Being at home told that I'm beautiful, I'm a princess, and my skin's so rich, and then seeing in the world and around me that is not the truth to them. So when I started to see that in magazines or in YouTube and things like that, that's when I started to sort of gain a bit of confidence in who I was, and I was unapologetically Jade. Unapologetically. You know what I mean. I didn't apologize for who I was. And then I went off to uni, and I think I entered uni really super confident. I was really this put together girl, and that's who I was growing up. You know, I never stopped being that person. But when I got to uni, I became more independent. One thing I will say is that when you are different, you naturally, without you even trying, you can attract bad press. You can attract negativity, because a lot of people that see that in you, that see that spark or that confidence in you, may take it and interpret it in a completely different way. And many people loved me for who I was, and then there were also other people who eventually despised me for being myself. So at uni, I had a group of friends. We were really inseparable in the first year. In the second year of uni, some of us decided to live together, and that is when it all went downhill. And actually, that is when my confidence also went downhill. Like, it came crashing. So many different things were going on. Living in a 3-bedroom house with 2 other girls was a nightmare. True colours really came out. Now, I'm not here to bash anybody, and if they do watch this video, No offense, but I'm just keeping it 100% real. You don't want to hang out with these boys, so you do you. Yeah, we've got exams tomorrow, but I'm going to invite people around and we're going to be loud downstairs. Meanwhile, Jade's upstairs revising. I had friends outside of this group, so I would often get invited to different places, and I'd just call a cab and a cab would be waiting for me outside, and every time I would leave the house, I'd hear sniggling, or I'd hear, oh, she's going out again, and that's the sort of things that would happen. And at the beginning, I was very, very, very strong. But when you're dealing with that on a daily basis in your home, a place that is supposed to be your refuge, and bearing in mind I had no family really close by, I was in Birmingham, and Mum didn't visit that much in second year because I lived with other people, but in my first year I was in halls, so Mum would come around all the time, and in my final year. So it was very different circumstances, and I didn't really want to bring my outside friends in. I didn't want to sort of reveal the environment that I was living in and the sort of toxic attitudes that I had to face all the time. But it got really bad because we'd be at uni and we wouldn't talk to each other, and it was very clear to a lot of people that there was this tension, but we would all be in the same house together, cooking separate meals, 2 people against 1 person, and then a lot of things happened. A family member passed away and I was still living in that situation, and I remember just wanting to leave uni and quit, and I just started feeling like crap. It started affecting my uni work and my confidence in my abilities to do a law degree. These girls that I lived with, they often would spend a lot of their money on designer things like bags and shoes, etc. Quite happy going to Zara and just being a uni student. And so again, I was singled out for being the girl that wasn't interested in all of those materialistic things at the time. I think I looked quite expensive, but I didn't have to spend hundreds of pounds on things that I couldn't afford. It took quite a while for me to actually start really, believing in these things, these negative things about myself. That I didn't look good because I didn't have a big bum and big tits, I didn't dress well because I didn't have designer things. I wasn't cool because I was quiet. I liked being at home, I liked chilling, but then I liked to go out with other friends. The confidence was down, uni work was down. And then I started to think, no, my mum didn't send me here to allow other people to dictate my life. I know that it can be really hard, but there has to come a point where you put things into perspective and you think, in a year or 2, will I even know these people? Will I need to be around these people? And the answer is no, because since uni, I have not seen these people on social media, in real life, in anything. So at the time I had an amazing mentor. He was based in Birmingham and he wanted the best for me. He wanted to make sure that I stuck to my books and law because I would shadow him, so he knew what I was trying to do. And I would tell him, like, this is the situation I'm in, so it's a huge distraction. My mentor basically spoke to one of his mentees. She was a Nigerian international student and she was all by herself, and she was literally so happy to have company. So it was like one of the most fun and just relieving times of my life. I had my room and I had this amazing view of Birmingham city, like all the high-rise buildings. I was bang in the middle of the city. I could ask her for advice and help on studying tips, on different things, because she was studying to be a barrister at the time. That's when I actually started to realize that I really, really want my own apartment. I want my own flat. Sometimes bad situations that we are faced with end up being turned around for the good. We end up learning things, achieving things, going to places that we would have never ever gone to had that bad thing not happened. Had those people loved me and respected me, there would be no way that I'd be rushing to leave the house early before the lease was up. And there would be no way that I'd be experiencing living in the city of Birmingham, independent adult with a flatmate that was older than me, more experienced than me, that could teach me things. To this day, I always make it an aim to surround myself with people that are going to teach me things, pick their brains, be around positive people, people you admire. There's a saying that says something along the lines of, show me 5 of your friends and I can tell you about yourself. That basically means that whoever you keep around you is a reflection of who you are, the kind of person you are, the kind of things you're interested in. I don't even have a group of friends that all know each other. All of my friends are scattered around. My boyfriend, on the other hand, has a solid group of friends. Like, they are a solid group. He has extra friends as well, but this is a group of boys that are diehard. I don't have a group of girls that are diehard, but I have girls who are diehard and we have individual relationships. Either way is fine. Whatever kind of relationships and friendships you have are great as long as they are positive. You want people that are going to enhance your confidence and make you feel like you are someone that they can rely on. Sometimes we do end up treating ourselves the way other people treat us. If people believe us to be a certain way, sometimes we start fulfilling that prophecy. Knock, knock, knock on our confidence, it just goes down. If you're constantly hearing someone say, you're being ridiculous, you can't do that, you're not that pretty. So what you want to do is treat yourself the way that you want others to treat you. That means you uplift yourself every day. That means you speak positively about yourself every day. I'm talking about sticking positive quotes and affirmations around your room. That is what I did in my final year of uni, because I said to myself, there is no way I'm not gonna let their toxicness and their bitterness disrupt me in my final year of uni. In August, just before I went back to uni for my final year, I lost my nan. And if anyone knows me, they know that my nan was my best friend, the person that I looked up to, the love of my life, like just the model woman that I constantly strive to be. Kind-hearted, positive, loving, a great mother. And when I lost her, instead of allowing it to weaken me, I took her strength. Ever feel like you're lacking confidence or self-esteem? Think about somebody that you know, or somebody in your life. It could be your mom, it could be a male, it could be anyone, someone that you can relate to, that you look up to. And think about how they would handle a situation. Just think about what they would do. And I thought, well, what would my nan say now? Or what would she do? She would walk in the classrooms confident. She would be like, I don't have time for you, I'm here for me. So that is what I did. Now, I wasn't perfect, because sadly for us females, there are boys in the world. And by boys, I mean immature young men who haven't really got it together yet. And when they haven't really got it together yet, they can sort of, how do I put this? They can sort of affect you and affect your confidence in yourself. So I was on high, I was doing great. I was like blogging as well. I was blogging throughout uni. And you know, I was doing good. I had friends around me. Friends would come and visit, cousins would come and visit. We'd go out, mom would visit, dad would visit. Uni is sort of when you start seeing a lot of couples popping up. I would say my final year is like when a lot more attention started, and I think that was because of my confidence. So you know, you do have heartbreaks, you do sort of fall for the wrong guy, you do like believe that this is going to be a serious relationship because I'm older now, and it's like, no. And now when I think about that specific relationship, boy, I had a lot to learn. It may be small when you think about it now. At the time, this breakup in particular, I felt like it was the end of the world, and it clearly wasn't, because life has just flourished since then. But at the time, it's like you're distraught. You feel like, oh my gosh, like what's wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. So what I actually did after that breakup is start a YouTube channel. So you know, a lot of the time when people go through breakups, we might cut our hair, we might color our hair, we might start dressing different. My revolt was to just start a YouTube channel and just start fully focusing on myself and just being a bit selfish. And I just remember thinking, I want to go back to the Jade that was so confident. So I started rereading a lot of the books I used to read, like The Secret and all those things, The Remembering Process, Ilyana Van Zandt books. Lean In is another book that I read. The book about 20-somethings, why your 20s are your best years. Something like that. I will try and link all of those books down below. I just sort of matured, and I started working again in Harrods, and I worked there for 2 weeks, and then I said to myself, no, I'm quitting, because if I stay here, I'll stay here forever. Got my birthday dress on discount and a few other things, and then I quit. Confidence again was a bit rocky, because it's like, well, I don't have a job, I don't have any money. But then I started doing my YouTube channel. It started going really well. I started loving it. It was fun, it was enjoyable. And I started getting jobs every week. I was at a different law firm, and I was doing this, and I was meeting these people, and my confidence just started to go up. And I think that this ex-boyfriend of mine, when he came across this video, probably was so confused, because we didn't have the kind of relationship where we even talked about our goals and aspirations. It was very surface, complete difference to the relationship I have now. My boyfriend now, he saw the first video that I made. Apparently I was super confident in the video. Confidence attracts people in general. So it's definitely something to work on. Find things that you are good at. Find things that make you laugh, that make you happy. Surround yourself with positive people. Keep reminders around your bedroom or around your home. Posters, quotes, pictures of things that you want. Research things. And if you're a Christian like me, you know what to do. You pray, you read the Bible, you go to church, or you have conversations with someone. Don't ever be afraid to speak to someone that is close to you about these issues, because that's one of the first steps. I would say that my confidence now comes from all of those different things that I do on a regular basis. But my confidence really stems from my relationship with God and my faith. If I am not confident in myself, that means I'm not believing in God's ability. That means I'm not believing that He made me perfect in the way that I am. I would be going against my beliefs if I didn't believe in myself and have confidence and think that I was the shit. So girls, you can have and be and do anything you want to. If you are not happy with things about yourself, think about them deeply and think about whether they are really that deep. Physical things. If there's things or habits you have that you're not happy with, change them. You know, work on it. If there are things that you don't like about the way you look, eventually it will come to pass. Like, now I can contour my nose, and you know what, like I've said in a video before, I actually love my nose now. I don't know where that hatred or that despise came from, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, it's squidgy and it's just a bit round and it's cute. I love my legs now. I'm athletic. I have an athletic build. Yeah, okay, sometimes my skin's light and dark in different places, but life is so much bigger than that. If you feel overweight or underweight, work on that, and don't change things about yourself because of other people. One thing that I have realized out of all of this, out of my whole self-esteem journey and loving yourself and confidence, is that if I am not confident, I'm just gonna limit myself. You need to be confident, point blank, if you want to get anywhere that's far in life. Confidence is key. Anywhere you go, they will choose the confident person over the non-confident person. I hope you liked this video, guys. I hope that you can take something from this video. This is my first sofa chat. Leave a comment down below on the next topics you want me to talk about and what you liked about this one and whether you could relate. If you're not subscribed, subscribe so we can carry on chatting away. Bye.